Chat, here we go. We have a best of 5. It's a crossover match. It's Nass versus Wahvey. But unlike many cross-server 1v1s that we do, it is not going back and forth this time. We wanted to get a second match today. Nass seemed very interested in playing, so he has agreed to take the challenge that many Middle Eastern players and even some South American players take on, which is try and head to the away server and win a series. So it's 96 ping for Nass and 20 for Wahvey. We will be sticking on USC the whole way, so keep that in mind, as Nass, who is not going to be as used to this ping as maybe those other players from the regions I just talked about would be, is going to try and take on Wahvey. And I like this because it is another salt mine crossover. Actually, Wahvey over on the USC side had a slightly better performance. Nice double from Wahvey to go up 2-1. He made it all the way to top 4. Nass only guaranteed his spot into the next version of the event, stage 2. I believe he finished 5th in his group. Wahvey ended up running it all the way after finishing 4th in his group to top 4. So shout outs to Wahvey. How is he going to handle a player from the opposite region though? It really feels like if you ask the general public, in fact, I'll just have you guys answer right now. If you guys think that the EU side of the tournament is the stronger side of the Salt Mine tournament, type 1. If you guys think the North American tournament is the stronger side of the tournament, then type 2. And these guys will answer in chat who they think is the stronger side. Nass, look at this reset. Grabs a ceiling reset, and then gets another reset on the ball and uses that to bump Wahvey. That's actually ridiculous. I'm glad I watched that back. I was specifically wanting to pull the chat. It looks like we do see majority 1s. Some 2s in the chat, though. Some say I want it to be 2, but I know 1 is the truth. And we appreciate you guys for being honest. But yeah, I think the general opinion is that the European side is stronger, and Nass could certainly prove that right now. After finishing lower in his group, if he was able to get a win over on Wahvey servers, that would certainly be one way to do it. And he is going to get a nice near ceiling reset and rip a flick. Completely stop the downward momentum there. Wahvey thought for sure that ball was headed down to the ground. But he thought wrong as Nass intercepted it. But it's all right. For all of us North American fans, we can copium because Nass is using the typical octane. So if he has the typical octane, it basically means he's a North American, and we can take credit for any of his successes. Wahvey, though, is trying to make it so that we have to do a little bit less mental gymnastics as he brings himself back within 1. Wahvey rocking the NRG, talking about fan favorites. Send me back a couple years. SSG and NRG both rocking the titanium white Reapers, I believe. And both in the octane. That might even be the bigger thing. Since when do these top players play octane? Nass was thinking pogo as some way to keep that dribble going, but he's going to be forced to back off. One thing that people say a lot about North American 1v1 as opposed to European 1v1 is that North American players give each other a lot more space. In fact, I think that this is a sentiment held across not just 1v1 game mode, but 3v3 as well. The general opinion seems to be, maybe even 2v2, all the modes, that the European players will dive on top of you. Okay, this is filthy. This is absolutely filthy from Nass. Gets 100 boost. He doesn't really need boost to pre-flip underneath this and get that. Oh, that's impossible. I could run that shot. I mean, it may seem like it's an easy shot. I'm telling you, you could go onto that back wall and try and get that perfect touch a million times and you'll never get it. You'll never get it. But Nass seems to get it with ease, and he is just running away. 7-3. Wahvey struggling to get back in. He had a lead on the kickoff towards the side wall here, it seems, but Nass just undercutting him and throwing him off his wheels so he can't make a play. Designer Hawk, thank you for the prime. Nass is nuts, holy moly. Yeah, it definitely is. The onus is on Wahvey to try and show that he can bounce back. I think that Nass probably one of the players who left fairly disappointed with his finish in Salt Mine. He had been doing a lot of grinding and show matches and ranked on his way up to the tournament. Oh, Wahvey. This could be a nice shot of his own if he somehow manages to keep Nass from getting it, but he did not. But as I was saying, I think Nass probably expected more of himself. You know, I say that without having asked him. I don't know for sure. He tries to bump Wahvey, does not succeed. Great dodge on the bump, and Wahvey will stay within striking distance. Whereas Wahvey, on the other hand, I'm not sure you could ask for much more. If you get eliminated in the playoffs by First Killer, I mean, especially that First Killer that was playing in that tournament, everyone was going to lose to him. So you did about as good as you possibly could have in the playoffs. So I'd be surprised if Wahvey was disappointed or too disappointed himself. Maybe with pool play. I don't remember who he ended up getting losses to there. Maybe ones he'd like to get back, but he's going to pinch this one inside the post. Nass did not expect that extra pop to go as far towards the other side of the net as it did. Shout out Wahvey being able to get that. Wahvey also might be live. He asked if he could stream this. I don't know if he was already live when I asked him or if he had just turned on the stream. But you guys can check out Wahvey, who I believe has been applying for partners. Does anyone know, has he gotten it? I think by all means he should be on track to get it. I want to say he's got partner requirements on lock every time I see him streaming. So it should just be a matter of time. Right now he popped his reset way too high and he's looking to play keep away. Wahvey, a demo onto Nass. Now bounce dribble, threatening that hook shot. Maybe a bit too far off the center of the field. Makes those angles easier to cover. He needs to keep possession. He can't afford Nass to take it away. He knows he has a slight boost advantage right now, so he can get away with Nass having the ball for a moment. And he does turn it in for a goal. So within one with 45 seconds. Wahvey trying to bring it back for North America. Is it Nass Mina? Oh yeah, sure, he is Mina. He is from Morocco, but he lives in Belgium. And I think he's played most of his Rocket League career there as well. So, and he plays on EU servers. So it just, sometimes you'll hear it referred to as EU. When he plays RLCS, he plays EU RLCS. So, you know, by all means, I think it's safe to lump him in with the EU players. He's basically got dual nationality. He's trying to go to the ceiling and back down. Will that be a bit too much? We'll have to see. He's got 25 seconds. If he ends up holding on, probably won't regret it, but I imagine he does. He can't keep Wahvey from tying it up. Nice little camera check. See what he's dealing with here. He has possession in the back corner. He does not need to start this dribble, but it might be better than just letting it float near his net. It's going to be a fake and a goal as he tries to confirm this game one. Doing so with a little trickery. Solid setup. EU has better ping in NA East a lot of the time. Just depends what USC's player is playing. Evo is a player who gets really good EU ping. He'd get even better than Nass for sure. He'd get like 80. He could get 80 on EU. I don't think I'm seeing anybody get less than 80, but... Nass going to win game number one, 10-7. Super high scoring first match between the two. Nass trying to put on a little stylish finish. Wahvey keeps the mental edge maybe slightly by not letting him. But game number one going to the EU representative in Nass. Game number two. Nass and Wahvey. Wahvey out of the NRG Octane and into whatever Octane this is. It looks nice, but I couldn't tell you if this is not a decal, right? I know there was a decal release recently that almost looks kind of like this, but this was like a no decal, some kind of gloss on the paint. Somebody in chat knows. Nass sticking with his typical Octane. Oh, it is a decal. That's Ultra Heat? Okay, it is a decal. Yeah, I kind of remember that decal coming out. Nass passed to himself on the ceiling. The reset. Such great positioning The reason why this all works is he's floating down in a just quadruple threat position. Every corner can be threatened based on how he wants to use this flip. He gets Wahvey up in the air. It's not Heatwave. Heatwave is like one of the original released decals from a long time ago, but Ultra Heat sounds right. Nass throwing in a pogo for the fans. And he actually recovers before Wahvey counters. It will be Wahvey with 100 boosts in the corner, and that's not going to do it for Nass. Wait, maybe it is Nass! He gave the ball right to Wahvey, and he was flopping around. It seemed like he was going to be lost, but he actually ends up getting the save. Wahvey, the double reset flick to the top right. Wahvey! Oh my goodness, Wahvey! He absolutely has the sauce right now in the Ultra Heat decal. That was ridiculous. That is a difference maker kind of shot. And if you're Nass, you're going to be thinking twice about letting Wahvey rise up to the air uncontested. 2-2 as Nass equalizes immediately on the kickoff. And Wahvey's going to get his right back on his wave dash kickoff. Wahvey's on the grind. I remember at the end of Salt Mine, he said, "You better stop predicting against me." So for those of you in chat who did predict against him, he's trying to steal your points right now. Of course, I have to imagine at least some of you did, considering he was already down in the series when we created the prediction. But even then, Nass continuing this dribble with the pogo finds himself too far past the play. Pogos are good ways to keep the ball bouncing high, keep the ball moving with your car in a way that could be threatening. But you have to be so careful in when to use them. Otherwise, you might just find yourself floating past the play. Wahvey guiding this kickoff to the right and has himself a 5-2 lead. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Wahvey's stream or Wahvey on Twitter, I definitely highly recommend it. A couple people were mentioning it already in chat, but a very good attitude player, good attitude streamer. Really just a great dude all around, it seems. And he's a hard 1v1 grinder. I'm always looking out for those people who will stream their 1v1 ranked games. Moxie, of course, gotta be #1 in terms of streaming one's ranked. AJ over on the NA side, when he's been streaming, I don't think he's been streaming recently, or we haven't been able to check. This is a nice shot, by the way, by Nass. Specifically, that really soft touch to start it, too, is so important that he gets using that tornado spin, which is, of course, only possible when you use air roll right or left. In case anybody in chat maybe hasn't gotten on the wave, just so you know, make sure to bind your air roll right and left. They are essential, and the sooner you do it, the better. Now, boomers like me are maybe a little bit too lost. I have mine bound, but I can't really say I use it a ton. But even if you never practice with any keybind, if you know it's the right thing to do, I recommend just binding it. Because even me, I knew the right thing to do was to play with air roll right and left, but that I was not willing to put in the time to practice it, and yet still I use it a bit more than nothing, just because I've had him bound, and I just kind of, you know, hit him every once in a while for fun. Now I do some recoveries. So some recoveries with air roll right and left, that's it. You know, nothing crazy, but still, I recommend binding it. Wavey's trying to pop off right now. Oh, crossbar down and out instead of in. Wow, what a perfect 50 from Nass. Normally, it's easy to get those 50s when the ball's grounded. You have to do a slight single jump, but he had to get high up in the air to win that 50, and yet somehow he completely neutralized the ball. Wahvey right now trying to go low 50. Not the best bounce. He needed a bounce right off the back wall and back to himself. Instead, he got one high. He's going to try and slot top right. Not a bad idea. Nass also saw it coming and had the save, but it did fall into the net. So now Wahvey through the air. The reset is forced in. Nass gets a touch, but not enough. And I really like what I'm seeing from Wahvey today. He has had a very well-rounded offense. And it's indicative of the kind of players who finish top 4 in Salt Mine. You're not doing that without having everything there is to offer in 1v1. Some camera checks from Wahvey as he gets up to an air dribble. And nothing really to continue with that dribble, so he just pulls off the ball. Now he sends this one to the opposite corner. It's going to be Nass on the dribble. Ceiling reset. I say it's a dribble, but he only touched the ball once when the ball flew off the side wall, so not much of a dribble. Couldn't get this tight angle shot, and Wahvey will punish. So Wahvey up 7-5 with a minute left to go. Is this a cross-server series? Good question for those of you just arriving. I'll see if I can fit it into the series info. You guys might not be able to tell, but I'll add this. It'll say all USD servers up there. Maybe that'll help the occasional person who comes in. But yeah, this is not back and forth, which would be fair. Admittedly, Nass is taking on an unfair challenge, trying to beat Wahvey on his home servers with 90 ping to do it. And shout out Nass, shout out the grinders who are up for the challenge like him. I think he was just really interested in getting a match like he has been recently. He's been wanting to put in the work. And, you know, Wahvey unable to play over on opposite servers. Nass said, I'll still do it. Put me in, coach. I'll see if I can take him down. If you guys might have seen recently, great patience from Wahvey. Nass also queuing USC servers for ranked. We saw a couple matches against Zapatos if you guys want to go see those. Ooh, Nass so close to sneaking it inside the defense. But just a bit wide, and all of this taking too long for it to really be relevant in a comeback. Great save from Wahvey. Might have been even nicer on a different context, but he could have let that in. Would have still been just fine. Nass psycho from the corner. It'll touch the ground, and it'll be a tied series, 1-1. Game number 3. Nass and Wahvey. Nass into the Fennec after the game loss. Is this a Team Liquid Fennec? Wahvey sticking with his card that won in the game. Great defense from Nass. Should just be able to boom this ball. Is it off target? I think it is. And wow, Wahvey, what a great save into his crossbar. Is this going to go in now? Nass has another opportunity to do something similar. He actually has a bit more time than Wahvey did. What a recovery from Wahvey. That absolutely should have been a goal. And not only is it not a goal, he made it one of his own by having such a quick recovery as well. Wahvey, he is on the rise. And he has got himself a rolling ball off the kickoff. Trying to give it a little bit of height artificially with that single jump and flip underneath the ball. It didn't really work. Oh, Nass, what a great read. Wahvey is going to own goal. He says, I will not let you score. If the ball's going in, it's going to be off of my own car, not yours. Nass looked like he was going to double it in his own net. I wonder if he pulled off of it to make sure that he didn't. Wahvey threatening the hook shot to that left side his entire time on the dribble, but he specifically wants Nass to commit to it. He wants one of two things: either Nass to commit to it, or Nass to wait so long that that hook shot is now, viable to be scored, even though Nass is pointed that way, just too late to be able to react. Credit Nass, who did a good job of not getting caught out. He stayed patient and ended up making that save. Didn't fall for any of Wahvey's fakes. Wahvey trying to pre-flip in front of Nass to see if he could get back to the ball and somehow clear it. But it's not going to happen, so a tie game. Wave dash kickoff for Wahvey. Wahvey going to keep this ball around the midfield where he has boost to work with. That dribble did not really have any surprise factor. No early reset, nothing to modify it. Nass is just going to hand him the ball. I mean, I guess this could be a pretty impressive double if Nass finds the angle. Yeah, I mean, the only real explanation is that he thought he was going to be able to get an angle just inside the net. But it was a really tough one at that. So Wahvey understandably just said, I'll wait and see if you can do it, because if not, it's a free goal for me. Nass going to get his right back, though, off the kickoff. Nass gets the ball popped up to him. What a great shot. Beautiful use of the reset early. In order to get the ball to the perfect position, Wahvey had turned ball cam off. He was just kind of thinking, how do I get to some pads and get back in net? The answer is you don't. Nass scores on you. Delayed kickoff for Nass. It's a good counter to the wave dash, but this one's going to go just fine for Wahvey. Instead of going up the corner, he tries to hook shot it around the side wall. It's a good punish for somebody who dives too deep. And I wouldn't say that that was necessarily Nass, although he does find himself in an awkward position the whole way. And this ball just taken right behind the back of his car. That can be very effective. It might seem silly to send the ball right to the defender, but the defender wants a slight angle. They want to be able to turn slightly left or slightly right to guide the ball into the corners to make a real save. If you bring it directly behind their momentum, it can be tough to make the right move. Nass proves that right there. These guys are tied with 2 minutes left to go in a crucial game 3. Wahvey pre-flipping out to this ball. Best he can ask for is a 50 that he keeps possession. Seems like he's gotten that as he takes it across his net. Will he take the full field dribble? He will. Nass, a bit late to react. Cannot go to the ceiling because Wahvey set that up so well. What just happened there? That was lag. That was lag. All right, we might be able to get to see what actually happened on this replay. Nope, we don't. I don't know, chat. We'll never know, because I swear what I saw could not possibly be what happened. So I don't know what to tell you. Nass got an open net. And it must have been slim margins if lag told us it was that ridiculous. Yeah, Wahvey's stream maybe had it clearer than mine. Wahvey's going to equalize, though. Wahvey winning the kickoff in the final minutes. Flick high to the backboard. Has to recover back. Just barely able to guide the counterattack into the corner instead of the net. He has his own back corner boost. Nass forced out to the midfield for his 100. Wahvey has to use up like 40 of his 60 just to get the dribble started, which always hurts. That was not the best clear, as he's put in a tough position now in net. Makes the first save. Wahvey able to reset on 100 at the midfield. Nass now in that same position. Wahvey was in it just a second ago, but a really preemptive read. Nass jumps right away. Instead of being scared in the moment, brings the play to Wahvey and is rewarded as he takes it right out of the air. He's able to score with 22 seconds. Nass with the lead. Fake kickoff. He wants to ice it out. He is going to try and protect this ball in the corner. Wait for Wahvey to dive in. Wahvey wants a clean possession. If he could just control the ball with Nass not around, he could be in good shape. That first touch is way too strong. I think he actually had to get a softer one, because now he finds himself in the corner with a really tough time controlling the ball and getting away to score it. You know, the soft touch might have been able to get interrupted by Nass, but I think he was probably better off than the clear. Game number 3 going to Nass. He's up 2-1. Game number 4. Wahvey and Nass. Wahvey is live indeed. Live streaming his perspective of this show match. He is now the first player to stick with their car despite losing. So far it had been losses that initiated changes from both players. Nass delaying this kickoff. He wants to punish the wave dashes. Let's see if that's exactly what happened here. Want to see... Yeah, Wahvey was absolutely trying to set up a single jump wave dash. And a big part of that wave dash kickoff is you need resistance on the other side of the ball. You need to get pushed back or even slightly to the ground where you then can dash. And if you pull away and delay that, you do not give that player the resistance they need. So they end up single jumping and kind of flying far past the play unless they perfectly lined up their setup, which oftentimes players don't. This time it seemed like Wahvey might have, but either way, Nass doesn't delay it. Wahvey, camera check to see what Nass is doing. He rises up to match Wahvey on the bounce. Pinch from Nass. Tried to dash his way back out to the ball. Didn't work. Wahvey lost control of this dribble. Has to try and find a way to score with 0, and he might have done so. Look at this cut. So often when players are out of boost, they're out of luck, and they can't find a shot, but Wahvey can. As he dashes around the ball, and Nass, he thought he had an easy challenge. He's just rolling out to the ball, barely putting a thought into it. Wahvey cuts around him. Now a fake is read and punished as Wahvey stops in front of the ball and makes another 0 boost play. Not easy to do. Got to get a good air roll to set up that flick to make sure it has power. Nass to the ceiling, floating behind for a 50. Wahvey glues it to the ground. Nass still has boost to work with here. Wahvey does not. He's going to undercut him to guarantee that he gets his own dribble and a strong first touch. Maybe because he expected Wahvey to attack towards the play. Oh, that's beautiful from Nass. If Wahvey wanted to attack towards the play, he was not allowed to, as he was forced back to net. And Nass falling out in front of the ball in order to put it behind where Wahvey was swinging around in net. Another delay to stop Wavey's wave dash. Nass could not score quickly though, and it's a demo for Wahvey. He wanted to boom the ball and keep it down. A little bit of height on that ball that prevents him from scoring. Can he find this angle? Felt nearly impossible, but actually almost found it. Nass not going to get the boost spawn that he wants. It's there now. Fortunately for him, Wavey's dribble is headed nowhere, but he's maybe salvaged it as he tried to undercut it. He at least has stopped Nass momentarily. He needs a good respawn here to finish that off, but he did not get that respawn. Oh, Nass! Nass tried to play it too quick. He throws the no problem as he slams it against the backboard. I'm sure he's going to want that one back, as Wahvey is still within reach right now. Could have been down 3. He's trying to escape on 0 boost. He's going to undercut Nass. Probably the right play. Kill all of his momentum and make it so that he doesn't really have an opponent vying for the ball. And he's going to eventually get himself a goal. So Wahvey within 1. This is Rocket League, says Wahvey. Nass telling himself no problem more than anybody else. Nass reset, attacking the opposite post. Wahvey just outplays himself. You do it right, and nobody can get a read on you. And that's certainly the case here. You can see Wahvey wanting to not have to make a decision, but eventually reaching the net having no choice but to jump. Wow, caught a demo. Wait, Wahvey just choked away his open net. He's going to throw this as Rocket League because by all means, he should be within one. Just demoed Nass, and then he probably could have taken a couple touches. He didn't have to shoot it right away, but he also could have just shot it right away on target. Instead, he shot it to the backboard. Nass, what a shot, bit too high. Wanted to modify Wahvey's setup, but still gave him a pretty good position to work with. Wahvey gonna have to back off this one. Nass, only 33 boost. Actually almost made it work by delaying, making it seem like he was gonna let the ball fall to the ground, which pulled Wahvey out of net and towards the play. Almost out enough that he could sneak a shot over. Now it's Wahvey wanting to find the tight angle. Not being able to get it. Is Nass gonna pogo this shot on target? But Wahvey's been prepared for it. Got a lot of extra power too from the pogo. And it left to go. Nass just trying to get himself back on offense. The pogo shot was all he really had. It was something that was just basically trying to surprise Wahvey, but this extended attack will be the answer. As Wahvey doing his best to spin around in net, try and make the save. I mean, that's not an exceptionally hard or even high shot. It's a little bit underneath the crossbar, but it's enough. Another read on the fake kickoff. And Wahvey trying to place this flick out of Nass's reach. He's going to throw a what a save, because it was quite the impressive save from Nass, and maybe the series clinching save. What a shot from Nass. Wahvey even has to give him the nice one on the counterattack. Pre-flipping underneath the ball to get the reset, and then pre-flipping again to get around it and get the maximum amount of power. Just a beautiful shot from Nass. 33 seconds. He is not even going to go to kickoff anymore. It's up to Wahvey to try and find something absurd on those kickoff possessions, and if somebody doesn't bring the ball to you, it can be really hard to get 4 that quickly. So now that it's 5, he's going to throw a GG's. Nass comes over to USC servers, but still holds it down, only dropping a game to Mr. Wahvey. Thanks for playing.